walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yap, 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 yap. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yap, 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 yap. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, you already know the game ain't over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment, better known as JM&E, and broadcasting live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. If you got a Roku streaming device, all you want to do is download BS3 TV, and you will be glad you did, because you're going to have some really good programming. And if you click on the live streams icon, you'll get my show when I'm on from 12 to 1. You'll also get Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. All right, listen, I just sent this dude a link real quick to jump on with me for a couple of minutes. And I mean, I don't even think I hit send, and you already ready to go. Coach, how does that work? How you sitting there and ready to go on a live show?
Man, I stay ready, man. That way I ain't got to get ready.
I was just going to say, that's what they say. If you stay ready, that means you ain't got to get ready. How you doing, first of all?
Oh, man, I'm great, man. I'm sitting out in Arizona, and I'm with my beautiful lady.
Look,
hey there, AJ.
She in training. She in training, Coach. She in training.
That's the executive producer right there. That's
exactly
right there. Yeah. I got
What's going on, man?
Listen, man, I wanted to tell everybody about this amazing thing right here.
Yes.
I wanted to tell folks about this right here. Yeah. You got a big one coming up on Monday.
Yes.
I mean, you got the top of the mountaintop coming up. The first Black quarterback to lead a team to a victory in the Super Bowl, and was named Super Bowl MVP. So when they said, I'm going to Disney World,
yes, sir.
That was this fella right here. Tell us about it, man. Tell us about this upcoming show.
I tell you what, I've been getting a great response from people around, and I got a personal liking and a personal connection with Doug. Being a young quarterback back at 16, 17 years old, coming out of Dayton, Ohio. We only Black school we had up there was Central State.
Yeah.
And one time, they had some BT and some Black college on television, and this was the first Black quarterback that I ever seen that was a drop back passer, even though he could run the football.
Right.
And Doug is big. And I want our Black people to know this is big. He's just as big to me as a Tom Brady, a Dan Marino, a Brett Favre. That's the way we got to treat him.
No cap at all.
And they don't even understand, and I shouldn't say the things that he went through. And I'm gonna say the word, I don't like saying the word, the racism that he went through. and all the work and things that he done to get there and be a first round draft choice and get tight end money.
Yep.
I don't even think he got tight end money. He might have got trainer money.
Punter money.
Yes. Yeah. You come out the draft choice of the first round quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And man, I tell you, God is good, and he got that opportunity to play in the Super Bowl, man. And I don't think it's been a performance like that in the history of the Super Bowls.
Showed out.
4 touchdowns. All this in the first half, Coach.
I was gonna say he did more in the first half than some of these jokers doing the whole doggone game, and they they go all crazy for them like they did it all by themselves. But Doug got in, took care of his business, got that victory locked up, and wrapped up that Super Bowl MVP. And he is coming on the HBCU Stroll with the coach, Johnny Cole, this Monday at 12 noon. Man, that's exciting, bro.
And and Doug has just opened up so many doors for me. I got Charlie Neal coming. Of course, Charlie Neal is the voice of Black college football.
Yeah.
I've talked with Curtis Simon, who has the HBCU .go TV show that is biting at the bit to come at the show. So the show is taking off, and I always got to thank you for guiding me and
Coach. It was always in you, man. It was always in you. And all I did was push you out of the nest and let you know that you were beyond ready. Now you see why I had to get out of the way. I had to get out of the way to let you do what it is that was always in you to do. You can learn how to do radio, you can learn how to do TV and all that, but you can't learn what you know how to do, and that's connect with good people, man. You know your stuff, and you know how to connect, and that's what I'm excited about for you.
Right. And without a doubt, I want to touch our people and talk about how big HBCU sports is, and we got to quit putting ourselves down. And my platform, that's what we're about, and continue to bring awareness that we got to change some faces of people who are making these decisions, around America. It shouldn't be that way. We're allowed to go to PWI schools in the 70s, and 40 years later, you got 90% of athletic directors are white. That's just not fair. And we got to understand that we have a product.
Yeah, that's true. That's our product that is valuable.
Yes.
I like how you said people act like somebody else's ice is colder than theirs. Our product at the HBCUs is as valuable as the Big Ten, as the SEC. And I'm not just saying that. This isn't hyperbole.
No, the numbers, Coach. The numbers speak for themselves. Our conference, the SWAC conference in the MEAC, has more Hall of Famers than 90% of the schools. 90, and somebody had to coach those guys. You know what I mean? Somebody had to nurture them. Somebody had to get them there. Yeah. And these the numbers that nobody talk. It's so crazy, Coach, because you know how my mind goes.
Yeah.
This is the same argument we have about Black history in schools.
Yeah.
They don't want to tell about Black history because those numbers are off the chart.
Right.
They're off the chart of how many inventors we had from Black schools, doctors, lawyers. You know what I mean? People from Black HBCU schools have helped our ancestors not only build America, but improve America, just like any other race in this country.
Yeah, and that's why I love what you do. That's why I love how you do it. And the fact that you can get a Doug Williams, a Charlie Neal, and some of the other folks that you've gotten just shows that there are people all across this country that understand that this is a topic that's got to be spoken about. ESPN might touch on it every now and then, but they ain't going to dig into it.
No.
Other networks are not going to be consistent with it. And they act like because they touch it, it's going to go away. It's not. Right. And that's why I love that you dig into it every single Monday when you're on the HBCU Stroll with the coach, Johnny Cole. So, man, keep doing what you're doing. I got a question for you, though.
Yes.
putting you on the spot. We ain't talked about nothing. I just texted you 5 minutes ago. Hey, man, what's going on down there at Grambling? I understand that the volleyball coach has been fired. I saw the statement from Grambling, but she messed around and jumped on a show with a guy where she told her part. And she said all of the student athletes were not pulled, their scholarships were not pulled from them. And a lot of the things that have been said were said, and she wasn't allowed to speak on them until now. What's going on down there at Grambling, in your opinion?
Well, first of all, you know how I am. Everything starts from the top.
Yep.
So either that president it's got to go, and I know Mr. Gallo, or he needs to get rid of that athletic director.
That's what I wanted to kind of touch on.
Point blank.
Because Coach, this is the same dude that brought in Hugh Jackson.
Yes.
And then endorsed him bringing in Art Briles.
Yes.
And stuck by Art Briles until he didn't. And
Yes.
then brought in Chelsea Lucas and stuck by Chelsea Lucas, and apparently was the driving force behind some of this, because Chelsea said he was the one that said, get rid of these folks. He was the one that said, pull these scholarships. And now she's been left holding the bag. When is Dr. Scott going to get a little heat under his seat?
Yeah, well, we've been talking about this for over a year about athletic directors, and I'm gonna tell you, none of this didn't start. And let me say one other thing. Eddie Robinson said this back in the mid '80s when I was on a SWAC tour.
Yeah,
and he said that when these people start taking over athletics, they don't know nothing about athletics, this whole thing is gonna go to sham, and that's what's happening. If you notice, AJ, from the time we played, you didn't see athletic directors, and when coaches win, they win, and they and they basically had a big stick on the campus.
Yeah.
Now you don't have that. You're not seeing strong coaches that stays in the spot, and that's why AD comes in now. They want to be out front. AD's job is behind the scenes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he should have nothing to do with who plays and who don't play. And I believe her. I believe that he put his 2 foot 2 cents in. I just don't see this young lady coming in here and saying, I'm getting rid of the whole team. I just don't see that happening. But it starts with him. It starts there. And when Jerry Jones took over the Dallas Cowboys, he stood quiet for a minute.
Yep.
Jimmy Johnson started winning, and then what Jerry say? I can make $10 million and won't nobody know me. I just want a part of this. Now you got ADs knocking the head coach over. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then you see all this controversial, in the last 20 years of these head coaches, winning head coaches, losing their job. Myself, LC, Doug Williams, Wyatt Broward, they're leaving. And they're leaving these jobs, and there's always some issues around it.
Yeah.
It's that these athletic directors now are, I call it the Jerry Jones syndrome, is sitting on the sideline next to the coach.
Yeah, good phrase. Good phrase. Because if Jerry could be the head coach and the general manager and the owner, he would.
And that's why Dallas has not won a championship in over 25 years, and they will not until he sit back. Coaching a football team is just like raising a family. If that kid can go to his mother and his mother say no, and then go over there to his father and his father say yeah, it's what? It's dissension in the house.
Yep. And a house divided against itself will not stand.
It's simple, Coach. It's simple.
Let me ask you one more thing, Coach, before we go, let me ask you one more thing. We saw the several primary schools, foundational schools from the Pac-12 jump ship to go to the Big Ten, USC and UCLA. And now you see all this talk about super conferences. Supposedly the Pac-12 and the ACC on the other side of the country are trying to get together. Supposedly the Big 12 is trying to get remaining schools out of the Pac-12. Should the HBCU community form super conferences before they miss out on this TV money?
Well, it's no question. And the reason why I wasn't for the MEAC and the SWAC joining together. I was more so them joining their classic games together.
Okay.
And let's get a big package.
Okay.
And where each conference can go, because what happens is, to me, is your valleys, your low schools end up getting kicked out, and they won't get the funding that they need. But now that the MEAC has just dissipated their conference, going over there to the Colonial, and you know how I feel about that. The Colonial is using them to me because all they want is their attendance in the band.
Right.
They're going to travel to the black schools. They're not going to travel over to Hampton and Howard and those places. They're not going to travel. And so they'll get a TV package, and they already got money, and they already got the connections. So yeah, maybe A&T and Hampton and them will get some money, but winning that conference is going to be really, really tough. So, but now since the MEAC, I think, yeah, we got to jump on it while the going is good, man. And we got a product.
I can see the SWAC and the MEAC. That's a natural marriage. But the CIAA and the SIAC, oh my goodness, that would be a mega conference that would rival a union between the SWAC and the MEAC because it's good football. Yeah. And you still have all those contingencies with the histories of those schools and the followings and the bands. Right. And man, this really could be something kind of special if they can pull that off. But I feel like the time is now because there's only so much money out there TV wise, and they're only going to give it a little bit of it to someone. We better get it while we can.
Well, I don't know if you know Curtis Simon. Curtis Simon is the one that invented the BET. He didn't pay for it. He invented it, and he was the CEO. And now, like I told you, he just started the HBCU.go TV that's going to televise black college games.
I got it on my app right now. I can go through it.
So when I bring him on, hopefully you can come on and we both can we can throw all the questions at him. And you know, we me and him talked yesterday in detail, and you know, I think he's on next week. And man, we could go at it, and we could really ask him those questions because he was the guy that sold black college sports to ESPN and all these other networks. So we gonna get the voice, the driving voice behind it, and he could really give us some information on that.
You were on with one of our colleagues, Kim Y. Davis, Chalk Talk Sports. She used to do BET Sports. Yeah. She used to call some of those black college games and other sporting events. And I love seeing you grow, man. I do. I love seeing you grow, Coach. Keep doing your thing. Tell us one more time about this big event coming up right here, man. Tell us about this.
Man, I got my hero, Doug Williams, you know, the godfather of black college or black coaches, and definitely the guy from black college that he's going to come on with me. Man, he was excited about it. All I had to do was ask him. You know, we had lunch last year or dinner last year at the Black College Hall of Fame game up in Canton. And man, we just chop it up, man, like we've been knowing each other all our lives. But I've been knowing him a lot longer than he's been knowing me. So I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. And I've been getting a big response from our HBCU neighbors and friends and family, and everybody's excited about hearing what Doug and I have to chop it up about.
Well, man, I can't wait. You know, I'm gonna be all tuned in on Monday, and man, I got to tell you, as we get the numbers in from June, you are the #1 rated show on Jones Media and Entertainment. You've even surpassed me, and and listen, and I'm not disappointed. I'm not threatened. I'm grateful, man, because I'm telling you, I love what you do. I love how you do it. And more importantly, I love why you do it. So Coach Cole, keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing it.
Well, I just, you know, I want to thank all my supporters. Keep on sharing. And I you know, I'm so raw in this. I got to forget to tell people to subscribe to the channel.
Right.
You know, so I got to get that in my repertoire. And, you know, I'm just going to keep on reaching out to these brothers Vance Malone, he's the diverse guy with the American Football Coach Association. We had a long talk, and I got to get him on. So, my dates are filling up, and we got to talk, off screen. I got some other ideas on my mind. I think that can enhance the show. So, again, thank you to my guy, AJ Jones. I can't say enough. Let's keep on. Yeah, Noops. I got to get my Noops into the sports thing. We got our counterparts, the Qs and stuff. They're taking over Black college football. We got to get our Noops involved.
Yeah, well, listen, let them know if they're not into sports, they can always sponsor the show. If they're not into the sport, they can still be a part. Look, sponsor the show. Sponsor the show for a month. There you go.
Well, that's what we got to put under there. We need sponsorship.
Yep.
And tell them where to send the money to. Don't make it out to Johnny Cole. I get nervous about that. And, because this coming from my heart.
Yeah.
Coming from my experiences and coming from, man, we got to move this thing forward, Coach.
Absolutely.
We got to see some black folks on the sideline besides the players, the cotton pickers.
Yeah.
We see some that's in positions to make a change and make a difference.
Absolutely, man. Hey, I appreciate you. Have a blessed weekend. Tell my sister I said, hey.
I was so real. She ran.
Yeah, we'll be tuned in on Monday at 12 noon. The HBCU Stroll with the coach, Johnny Cole, as none other than Doug Williams will be on the show. All right, Coach, you have a blessed rest of the weekend, okay?
All right, you too.
All right, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Coach Cole, man, I'm telling you, got a big one coming up. He's got a big one coming up. Let me put this up here again. I mean, this is huge, as Doug Williams will be joining our very own Coach Johnny Cole with the HBCU Stroll on Monday, 12 noon Central. That's 1 o'clock on the East Coast, 11 o'clock in the Mountain area, and 10 o'clock on the West Coast. Don't miss that one. And if you do, you can always look at the playback. All right. I missed the break. I didn't want to cut Coach Cole off. So let me go ahead and make this break up. We'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV. Man, I was talking with the creator and producer of the movie that I'm going to be in, and let me just tell you, man, Mr. Jamal is excited and ready. He's putting the final touches on everything before the 16th. We're now 8 days away. And I'm telling you, you're going to fall in love with Jamal Williams. You're going to fall in love with Malcolm Brown. You're going to fall in love with Jacoby Chantel. All three of them will be premiering 3 short films on the 16th. And you just need to go to thecinematicafair.com to get your tickets. Now, there are a second show has been added to the 16th premiere.
It will be added. It has been added to the 16th, but you got to get your tickets before it's sold out. Now, if you got your tickets before it's sold out, you'll be in the first showing. You'll be in the first showing and the red carpet event. So be sure to check your tickets. Make sure you know when you're supposed to be there, where you're supposed to be. If you don't have tickets yet, go to thecinematicafair.com, thecinematicafair.com. Come on, hang out. Come on, hang out. One of my dear friends, Margaret Bell, is going to be there. I'm excited. But man, I'm just grateful to have an opportunity to do something I've always dreamed of doing, and that's acting in a movie. I've done a stage play, about to do a movie, and got some other things that are in the works. So courtesy of JM&E. So y'all just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right, Donna Coleman Holman says, yes, I'm glad to be here. And Keith Hennick said, I am ready for Monday. It's going to be a great show. Yeah, Coach Johnny Cole going to be hitting it up with the HBCU stroll. All right, let me get to some stuff. Freestyle Friday. Man, I wanted to have Erica Martin Cross back on today. I want to have her back on. She and I are planning to talk later. I want to get her going. Let's see. Somebody's asking for my email address. Let me give them that. You know, I'll be doing stuff. This is why when my producer isn't here or in the city, I lose focus easily, man. I'll try to do 18 things at one time, and normally he's behind the scenes doing all of that for me. But he's on vacation or something like that. He's on vacation or something. Keith Henry, you are too kind, brother. I love you, man. I mean that. No cap, brother. I love you, man. Thank you for being my brother. Thank you for being my friend. Tell MJ Boyd that we appreciate her for bringing us together, man. Because, I mean, I feel like I got a true brother when she connected me with you. So, anyway, trying to get back focused. All right. Yesterday, Brittany Griner pleaded guilty to possession of drugs. But she said in her plea that she never intended to distribute, nor did she intend to break the law in Russia. Apparently she packed quickly, and because there had been a call for Americans to get out of the country. And she packed quickly, and she put those things in there, not thinking that, hey, this is going to be a problem. And I know, we got the holier than thou, we got the self-righteous, we got the hate anything and anybody black. If somebody black does something, oh, well, they should have known better. Oh, well, that's what you get when you break the law. But let it be a little blonde-haired, blue-eyed, or, dark-haired, Caucasian, and it's a national incident. But if it's an athlete, if it's a black athlete, and if it's a lesbian athlete, or if it's a lesbian black athlete that protested the national anthem being played before all of the sporting events in the United States, which is dumb. Oh, yeah, leave her out there. Well, that's what you get when you break the law, and you blanked around and found out, all those kind of things. But if it was your little Johnny, a little Jane, a little somebody, you'd be calling Biden out of his name for not getting your child home. I like what Chris Gardner said yesterday. Just be consistent. Just be consistent. So I'm not talking to those ignoramuses, to those asinine folks, to those racists, to those bigots, to those homophobics. I'm talking to people who kind of want to understand the process. By pleading guilty, Brittany Griner, A, acknowledged a wrong, and B, did what any defendant who was trying to accept some responsibility would do, literally throw yourself on the mercy of the court. That's what she tried to do. Now, mind you, she had such a minuscule amount of marijuana inside her vape pens, whatever form it was in. I think it's a liquid form. Such a minuscule amount that even in Russia, it is normally less than a month and a fine. And typically, that less than a month time is dismissed and the fine is paid, especially for a first offense. This is in Russia. But for those of you all who understand, this is not about legality. This is about politicism. This is Russia trying to find leverage against the entire United States of America, particularly President Joe Biden, so that they could get a valuable asset that they want. A notorious gun and arms dealer who was arrested and imprisoned here in the United States. So Brittany Griner did what she could do legally, plead guilty, hope that she gets a shorter sentence, which she more than likely will not. Little white girl in Russia had more drugs on her than Brittany Griner, and because she was not a Brittany Griner, she got sent home after 15 days with a fine. But because it's Brittany Griner, it's somewhere between that and 10 years. And oh yeah, by the way, we want a notorious gun dealer, arms dealer, to be released from U.S. prison. And to show you I'm right about it, the Russian government released a statement today after Brittany Griner pleaded guilty yesterday, has yet to even be sentenced. That'll happen next week. But the Russian government released a statement that Putin is willing to trade Brittany Griner for that notorious gun dealer. So all of you, when she got what she deserved. No, I guess you don't take drugs to Russia. What were you doing there anyway? Ignorant. You're just ignorant. Just ignorant. Anybody black, anybody athlete, because you swear athletes, get more than they deserve. I'm sorry that you have no athletic skills or no memorable, gifts or talents that cause millions of people to want to watch you. And then, oh God, she refused to stand during the sacred song. Good God. Y'all in that doggone song and that doggone piece of cloth are on your way to a burning hell. And I'm talking about the Christian nationalists. Y'all so worried about that daggone song and that daggone cloth that you're going to end up like the folks that were bowing down to the statue of Nebuchadnezzar. Do you know that you can be love your country without jumping up and down for every song that comes on? Do you know that you can love your country without saluting every piece of cloth with red, white, and blue on it? If you have not figured out that that song and the cloth have become weaponized in the country of the land of the free and the home of the brave, people literally want to force nationalism on people. I thought that was North Korea. I thought that was China. I thought that was Russia. When we do it all, it's just a patriot and love our country. When they do it all, they're animals. They're such a rogue nation. That's the Taliban. Brittany Griner is a political prisoner. Brittany Griner, unfortunately, will be traded for a real bad guy. Brittany Griner and this arms dealer are in no way comparable. No way. Nothing Brittany Griner has done is comparable to this this arms and weapons dealer. People have been killed all around the world because of this guy that Brittany Griner is going to be traded for. No one, to our knowledge, has died because of anything Brittany Griner has done. And if you can't get it to that lowest common denominator, then you and I are not in the same conversation, nor should we be. So again, I send my sincere thoughts and prayers out to Brittany Griner, her family, her spouse, her teammates, and those who are actually praying for her. But her pleading guilty was not about what most of these ignoramuses think it's about. Who are you to call me an ignoramus? Nobody listens to you. Who are you anyway? It don't matter how many people listen to me. Trust me. Dumb is dumb. Racist is racist. Bigots are bigots. It's the person, oh, well, I don't mean to talk about anybody, but, and guess what they do next? Talk about somebody. Well, I'm not a racist, but I just feel everything you said before that was nullified after the but. So anyway, we'll be sincerely watching that story and how things play out. But ultimately, I think Brittany is unfortunately going to be traded for this guns and weapons dealer. All right, take another break. Be right back right after this on the lunch break.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yeah, The Perry Games is one of the short films that will be premiered on July 16th, part of the Cinematic Affair. Be sure and go to thecinematicaffair.com, thecinematicaffair.com to get your tickets for the second showing that's been added to July 16th. Plus, there's things going on the 15th, things going on the 17th that you can be a part of, all part of the Cinematic Affair weekend. So looking forward to seeing you. I'll be in a movie called Soulmates, so be looking forward to seeing you. Donna Coleman-Holman, I'm in agreement with you. I'm in agreement with him. I'm definitely praying for Brittany and her family. She does not deserve this. And yeah, I said that I have never in my lifetime seen a president just cozy up next to Russia the way the previous president did. I mean, and again, what did we get for that? What was different because of him cozying up to Russia the way that he did? We were still cyber attacked by Russia. We were still in arms races with Russia. We still had political prisoners in Russia. How come the former president didn't get the Marine that went on a drunken binge and tore up property there that Biden got released? How come the former president didn't get him out? How come the other detainees that were in Russia prior to Brittany Griner, how come they weren't released? Because all this kumbaya was going on with the former president and Russia. I mean, the former president even went against his own intelligence agencies, his own people that protect this country, to side with a guy who simply said, I didn't do that. Oh, well, he said he didn't do it, so guess he didn't. I just, baby, you're not going to pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. And before you call me, a liberal Democrat, I'm not. I'm a doggone independent, and you need my vote. And you need my vote. Yeah, there are people still there. There are people still there. So yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see how all this turns out. Before I get too far away from it, let me remind you that Coach Johnny Cole's got a big interview lined up for Monday. Big interview lined up for Monday with none other than Doug Williams, former Super Bowl MVP, when Washington won that Super Bowl, and he did all of his damage in the first half. Hall of Fame, college football Hall of Fame quarterback out of the Grambling State University. Played for the legendary, best coach ever in my estimation, Eddie Robinson, Coach Eddie Robinson. So really looking forward to that interview. All right. Simone Biles, Megan Rapinoe received the Presidential Medal of Freedom yesterday. And that got people all upset as well. All upset as well. I love Simone Biles. I love that she put her mental health over her competing in a sport for a team, even the team that represented the United States of America. And I am glad that she stood up for herself and she did not allow other people to make it about something that it was not. I'm glad she did that. And even though that they came for her as if she stole something, they talked about her like she was a dog, Simone Biles stood up for what she believed, stood up for what was right, stood up for herself, and stood up for other people that have mental health challenges that don't have a voice or a platform like hers. And oh yeah, did I leave out that she is a sexual abuse survivor at the hands of a school and team doctor that should have been stopped decades ago? But people like Mark Emmert and others enabled, empowered, allowed him to get away with what he did, including members of the FBI. The fact that Simone Biles could compete at the level that she did for as long as she did and literally walked away as the most decorated woman in the sport, at least on the U.S. side. I don't know about that globally, but anyway, most decorated woman in the sport. It's amazing. It's amazing how people would just want to, oh, she quit on her team in the Olympics, so she shouldn't get the Presidential Medal of Freedom. She had a mental health crisis. Well, she should have known that before she got out there. She should have gave up that spot so somebody else could compete. Tell me you don't understand mental health challenges without telling me you don't understand mental health challenges. Again, if Simone was blonde hair, blue eyes, if Simone was a brunette or a redhead and Caucasian, she'd be celebrated. But because she's this little black girl from Spring, people are looking for reasons to hate her. I'm happy that she is now the youngest person ever to receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Megan Rapinoe. Megan Rapinoe literally carried U.S. soccer, not just women's U.S. soccer, but U.S. soccer, because the men's team has been trashed for a while. In fact, they've qualified for their first Olympics in years this year. But Megan Rapinoe filled in the gap from other great soccer players and women's soccer players. And because she had a different view on certain issues, and she was an ally on racism, systemic racism, social injustices against people of color, police brutality. She doesn't deserve anything. Oh, yeah, and she's lesbian. Good God Almighty. You know, many of these people that are outspoken, this outspoken about gay and lesbian, and this outspoken about other stuff, they have gay and lesbian people in their own families. And either they don't talk about it because they love their child or their mother or father, sister, brother, or they just don't talk about it as if, you know, it's the family secret that's going to go away. But boy, let it be somebody else. And they want them drugged in the middle of the street while everybody throws feces at them, yelling, shame, 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 shame. I can tell you how many outspoken evangelical pastors were against gay and lesbian and all that. And then you find out that they were having gay and lesbian affairs, paying gay and lesbian prostitutes. What happened? Now, Keith Hennick said, I strongly believe that President Biden will get her home very soon. I'm praying that happens. You and me both, Keith. You and me both. You're a good dude, bro. Love your heart. Love your compassion for all people. All people. One thing Keith Hennick has never said to me, and I value this, is he's never said to me, I don't see color. He's never said that. Because that is not a compliment. That is not a good thing. That's literally saying, I am ignoring something that is a part of you. I choose not to see that part of you. And that's some way in your mind accepting. I see Keith Hennick. I see his color, but I see his heart, and I see his compassion, and I see his love, and I see his acceptance for people of all colors. I see his desire to learn and to understand. And he's never said to me, I don't see color. Never said that to me. And I love that, because that tells me he loves me, the black man who does, for the most part, sports talk radio, some politics, some issues. I'm definitely going to stand up for people of color and black people. Definitely going to stand up for that. And he loves me the same. I love that. I love that about him. Let me take a break. Let me get ready to wrap this thing up. I told you I was going to talk about a lot today. I got more to talk about when I come back right after this on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
All right, y'all. I'm telling you, it goes down in just 8 days. In 8 days, the Cinematic Affair will premiere 3 great short movies, The Period Games, The Book of Aries, and the movie that I'm in, Soulmates. Go to thecinematicaffair.com. That's thecinematicaffair.com. Get your tickets, all right? And then don't forget now, we got this thing happening. on Monday. The coach, Johnny Cole, and the HBCU Stroll will welcome none other than Doug Williams, legendary quarterback, the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl as a starter and become the Super Bowl MVP. And, of course, he is College Football Hall of Famer out of Grambling State. Y'all give it up for Doug Williams. He's going to be on the show. The HBCU Stroll with the coach, Johnny Cole, Monday, 12 noon Central. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. All right. Let me see. I got a comment here. Let me see. Keith Hennig said, I definitely see color. I see human beings. I love that, man. I love you, bro. I mean that. I mean that. You, Todd, I love you guys. I love it. I'll fight for y'all because I know this. Y'all will fight for me. Yeah. Jackie Robinson of football. I love that. I love that too, coach. You see I'm on here cutting up. You see I'm on here cutting up, coach. Get my bail money ready because somebody stepped to me today. They're going to get some. They're going to get some. Another day in Black history was made yesterday. Another day in Black history was made yesterday when a sister from the Divine Nine, she is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, none other than Sandra Douglas Morgan, became the first woman, and of course, first black woman, to be named team president of an NFL franchise. She was hired and named yesterday by the Las Vegas Raiders as their team president. And man, I got to tell you, Al Davis might be gone, but his son sure got one right yesterday with that right there. Definitely got it right with that one right there. I am excited to see Sandra Douglas Morgan and what she's going to be able to do as the team president of the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, Al used to do that, first black head coach in the modern era. Somebody said first black quarterback in the modern era, and I don't know if that's correct. So, but anyway, he definitely got it right with Sandra Douglas Morgan. We wish her well, sis. You do your thing. And shout out to all of the Divine Nine. Those are the Black Greek letter organizations. I am a member of the Divine Nine. Coach Johnny Cole is a member of the Divine Nine. We are members of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Frat so nice, they had to name us twice. So there we go. I had to give her some love as well. And then before I go, I got to talk about them Houston Astros. Houston Astros did it again yesterday. They beat Kansas City 5-2. Got another home run by a dude that's just El Fuego. Talking about Yordan Alvarez hit his 26th home run. Justin Verlander, man, what a find. What a find. And I don't mean a find like they didn't think he was going to be able to do that. I mean a find like he has literally reinvented himself after, missing 2 seasons with shoulder surgery. Won his 11th game of the season to help that Astros, pitching staff do what they're doing. They're going to be in Oakland tonight looking for their 10th win out of their last 11 games. First pitch will be at 8:40 Central. Jose Urquidy will be on the mound for the Stros. And then football-wise, as I was talking about Sandra Douglas Morgan, football-wise, Texans are going to open their training camp up on the 24th. On the 24th, a couple of weeks from now, on the 24th for their rookies, and then the veterans will report on the 26th. They'll start practicing on the 27th. They're getting ready for their preseason opener on August the 13th here in Houston. They will welcome the New Orleans Saints to town. It'll kick off at 7 o'clock. Yours truly will be in the house. Cowboys open their training camp on July 27th. They're over on the left coast. They're over taking training in Oxnard, California. They, too, are getting ready for their preseason opener on the 13th. They will be in Denver to take on the New Look Broncos. That will be at 8 o'clock. All right. Preseason basketball. Houston Rockets got their first look at it last night late in Las Vegas. Didn't go as planned. They lost to Orlando 91-77. The number 1 pick in the draft got the best of the number 3 pick in the draft. Talking about Paolo Banchero. He had 17 points in the win for Orlando. Jabari Smith Jr. ended up with 10. Had a tough shooting night. But hey, game one. These young guys are going to do well. I don't expect the Rockets to be playoff contenders this year. I do expect them to be contenders for that number 1 pick again in the draft next year. So we'll see how all that plays out. All right, that's all I got. I got to get ready to go. Get out of here. I'm ready to hurry up and go to sleep, wake up, hurry up and go to sleep, wake up, hurry up and go to sleep and wake up, and it'll be Monday, and it'll be time for the HBCU stroll with the coach Johnny Cole as he gets ready for this special interview with none other than, like he put it, the Eddie Robinson of pro football. I'm talking the Jackie Robinson of football. The Jackie Robinson of football, Mr. Doug Williams, as he will be on the HBCU stroll with the coach, Johnny Cole, this coming Monday, 12 noon, 11, make that 1 o'clock on the East Coast, 11 in the mountain area, and 10 o'clock on the West Coast. All you got to do is tune in right here, and you'll be able to see that show live. And don't forget, it will be broadcasting live on ROKU TV. They'll be on ROKU on Monday at 12 noon, so don't miss it. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you, and there's nothing you can do about it except meet us here Monday for that special show. Y'all have a great weekend. We will talk to you then.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Friday, July 8th, 2022. Happy Friday, everyone. Number 1. During the second day of her trial in a Russian court, Brittany Griner entered a guilty plea to drug smuggling charges. Speaking via an interpreter, the 31-year-old professional basketball player said that it was not her intention to break the law, adding she acted unintentionally because she packed for Moscow in a hurry. The trial is scheduled to resume July 14th, and the 2-time Olympic gold medalist has been jailed for almost 5 months. Number 2, more than 700,000 people have signed a petition calling for Justice Clarence Thomas to be impeached following the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. The petition noted that Thomas was among the majority of justices who ruled that there was not a constitutional right to an abortion. Some lawmakers, including Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, have said the Supreme Court justices should be impeached if they were misleading on their answers on Roe v. Wade during their confirmation hearings. Number 3, under a new U.S. policy, pharmacists can prescribe the leading COVID-19 pill directly to patients that's intended to expand use of Pfizer's drug, Paxlovid. The FDA said pharmacists can begin screening patients to see if they are eligible for Paxlovid and then prescribe the medication, which has been shown to curb the worst effects of COVID-19. This announcement comes as COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations, and deaths are on the rise again, though they remain near their lowest levels. Number 4, the suicide rate among Black children has been increasing, along with the number of suicide attempts and the severity of those attempts, according to a recent report. The report tracking suicide trends among students ages 14 to 18 over the previous 10 years found that almost 9% who reported attempting suicide, Black youth, were among the populations with the highest rates. By contrast, white youth accounted for almost 8% of those reported attempts, and Hispanic youth accounted for almost 9%. Number 5, with summer in full swing, 3 siblings, Patrick, Christine, and Stephen Campbell, are on a mission to create memories for others that will last a lifetime. The Campbells are also making history as the owners of Keystone Inn, the first Black-owned bed and breakfast in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Read more about the Campbells and their new thriving business in today's What You Need to Know newsletter. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Life is a series of choices. Choose you. Hey, me. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybilWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.